So we're back at it again, talking about different things, and today we're talking about the Chris slash Ava Tyson situation. And people have been talking about it for a while now, and whatever. And Sunny V2 made a video. I forgot how long ago it was, but it was some time ago where he talked about why this is going to be a problem, and then it happened to be a problem, and yada yada yada. I don't know what people are trying to get out of this, but something at this point. I mean, I don't. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can say. So I guess since it's a hot topic and people do discuss things like this, we might as well see what Asmongold thinks. Because apparently that guy reacts to absolutely everything. And I think the other pretty cool thing, well, not really cool, but it was interesting that apparently there's now two other YouTubers that have been hit with some type of thing, and someone that's like reporting on them is spreading false information. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I woke up and heard about it again, and I was like, okay, fine, I guess I'll say something about it, or at least react to it and see if it's really terrible.
Did you cover all the Mr. Beast stuff? I feel like the Chris Tyson stuff, I'm pretty much over it because everybody has come to the conclusion that they're bad. They're obviously bad. There's nothing else more to it than that. Bring it up, Chris Tyson. Yeah. I mean, they're obviously bad. It's gone into the category of like.
When he says they, does Ava go by they or just they go by she? I'm not exactly. Again, I don't know much about it, but also I've noticed that people are also. I feel like they're trying to get something to happen because of it, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but whatever. Again, whatever happens. They or her. She, whatever, bad, blah, we get it, but like, now what? I feel like everyone's hanging on to this like something really bad is supposed to happen. I don't know, dude. I don't know.
There is nothing that I can read or see that will make my opinion of this person any real better or worse.
Facts.
Like, unless it was all fake, and it clearly wasn't. He's weird, and it's wrong. Not more to it. Yeah, he's weird, and it's wrong. Like, there it is. Yeah, I saw that, like, there's been a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. I forgot people that don't know, and I'd be very hard-pressed to find anyone that didn't know, because it's been all over Twitter and all over YouTube, and honestly, I kind of don't care, because it's like, it seems like I'd say every 2 weeks, something like this happens, and then it's like talked about for maybe a month, and then 2 weeks after that, we find someone else that's been doing some terrible shit, and it's like, oh my god, dude. I don't know what it is. I don't know what point you get to when you have enough money or enough clout or whatever, but it always seems to be that you have just enough clout and you have just enough money, and then all of a sudden something comes out and it turns out you're a creep. Oh god, it's actually quite exhausting to see, but whatever. Shall we continue?
People that have been like called out for like not criticizing Chris Tyson and all of this shit. I personally don't think that this was something, and this is my personal opinion. I don't think that Mr. Beast had knowledge that Chris communicated with these people in an inappropriate way.
On God, because like at the time that this was being said or whatever, and they were like showing the messages and shit like that, I don't know how Mr. Beast would have known. You know what I mean? Because like I don't know about any of y'all, but I know about me and how my friend group works. If I'm talking to somebody, my friend group may never know. They may never know that I'm talking to that person. Now, granted, I'm never fucking doing any shit like that, but like, oh my god, dude. And it's weird, like, because also I know, especially if you've been to the YouTube homepage. Oh my god, there's so many people that are going after Mr. Beast. It's like, oh well, you knew about this. Like he probably didn't. Like oh my god, like how would he know? Why would he know? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would he know this? Because it is, like, the picture on the wall, that picture that he has from Shadman on the wall, I mean, that was probably weird. He probably saw that and was like, that's weird, but, like, I guess I'm not going to say anything, which, I mean, is understandable. But, like, the inner workings of what he does in his DMs, how the fuck is he supposed to know that? Like, come on now.
I don't think that he knew that.
Facts.
I'm sure that he might have known that, like, Chris communicated with this person. He might have known, yes, Chris talked to this person before. But did he know what was said? I highly doubt that. Yeah. I think that's crazy. They're best friends. Yeah, but just because you're really good friends with somebody doesn't mean that you're reading their DMs. I mean, I think
But
that's
it's I just said that same fucking thing. Did I not? Did I not just say that same fucking thing, bro? Like, come on now. Some of my best friends I've known, like the person that I've known the least long is like six years. Wait, 2019, 20, 21. Yeah, 6 years. I've known him the least, and bro, we don't go through each other's DMs. And the guy that I know the most is 14 years. You don't know. He don't know. Like, like, what are we talking about right now? I think that's dumb to actually go after Mr. Beast and be like, oh yeah, he knew you guys are best friends. I'm like, it's a guilt by association shit. No, unless you can definitively prove without a doubt that Mr. Beast knew and was just like going along with it. Shut up. Like, actually, shut up.
a totally different thing. Why wouldn't he in the first place? Yeah, exactly. Maybe Twitter's suppressing the Mr. Beast video because he says the F word and is super racist and he wants to fuck a 14-year-old. Jesus Christ. I don't know. But
No,
I think at the end of the day, like, people have been trying to bring down and get rid of Mr. Beast for a long time. I think that it all started when Mr. Beast had the audacity to cure people of blindness. Like, that was the original sin that Mr. Beast committed that earned him the resentment of people on Twitter.
Oh, well, yeah, I was about to say, on Twitter, yeah, but, like, every once in a while, I'd watch a Mr. Beast video because the premise seemed pretty cool, and there were people, like, you would have to search for it, though, but there were people that were hating on the guy for doing what he's doing, and I find it weird that people are doing that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'll stand 10 toes on this, and it's not just a Mr. Beast thing, bro. It's not just a Mr. Beast thing. If someone is doing good, donating, charity drives, whatever it is, doing good for the community or for whatever charity they want to do, and you're mad about it, leave. Like I, shit, 10 toes on this. Leave. I don't care. That's so dumb.
And then he said, if you like that, guess what else I can do? And then he did something that was even worse, which is he built wells for people in Africa to get water. And
Yeah,
so you know, of course, that made them look stupid. And Mr. Beast basically made them do that. Then he built them houses after that. And it's like, you know, when are you going to stop using these poor people for content? Why are you helping them for content? What is this? And
it's so dumb. Oh my god, it's so dumb. But also, I wouldn't necessarily say they made them look. Well, I mean, I guess it's a synonym. I would say the government looked incompetent because it's like, how is it this dude can do exactly what you guys have been trying to do for years in like a couple months? Like, what's going on with that? Come on now. But also, like, how could you be mad at that? I don't understand, bro. I can tell you something right now. My 28 years of on Earth, I've been homeless twice. And all of that time amounting to about 2 years of being homeless. And never once did someone that helped me, I feel like, take advantage of me because they were doing it for some cause or whatever. I've been in a video. I've been in a couple videos, actually, for that very thing. I was living in a Walmart parking lot in my car. And some church group came up to me and was like, here's a Subway gift card. Here, come to our church. You can get a shower and wash your clothes. And then we're like, do you mind if we do a little interview from you, or get an interview from you, you know, to put on our church website and whatnot? Because, you know, this is what we do. And I was like, sure, fine. I don't care. Literally do not care. They gave me stuff for me to survive. I do not care. Now, granted, was I in a terrible situation like some people in Africa are? No. But I did not care. I was super glad that they were there to help. My God, I just feel like...
is the way that people think, because you have to keep in mind that the reason why people do this, if you want to understand why a person does something, look at it from the most selfish perspective possible, and that's probably the reason why. And I think that for Mr. Beast, that's been the case. So Mr. Beast is very successful. He's actually quite young comparatively, right? He's like 26 or something like that.
Yep.
And he's doing things that are positive and they create a positive
26?
impact.
I thought we were the same. I didn't realize he was younger than me. Word?
For a lot of people. So whenever a person sees that on social media, they look at Mr. Beast and they say, wow, this guy's really successful. He's doing all of this stuff. He's 23. Oh, I heard he was 26. I don't know. Either
no
way,
shot
he's
23.
quite young, right? 26 or 23, he's still quite young one way or another.
Yeah, either way.
The point is that if they can find a way to downplay what he's doing or what he's done, this will make them feel better about the fact that they're not doing anything with their own life.
It's called being a fucking loser, but continue.
So they are going to try as hard as possible to find something to hate Mr. Beast for. Because if they can figure out, okay, now it's this one little thing that makes it to where, like, what he's doing isn't actually good, and he's actually not better than me, who's sitting on the internet all day at my mom's house making tweets about furry porn. That's what it is, right? It's insecurity. It's people that are looking for a way to bring somebody down who makes them feel like they're not doing anything meaningful with their life. So now, when something comes out that is legitimate, that is problematic, because I don't want anybody to think that I'm downplaying this, it's problematic. Now, everybody is ready for it. Everybody's been pissed off. Because nobody likes to be made to feel like they are like they're a loser, basically, right? And like they're a loser, like they're not doing anything important with their life, right? Inferior. And
Fair
so
enough.
I think Mr. Beast videos did that to a lot of people, and they make people feel like, oh, well, I'm not doing a lot. And that's why they got angry. Do you think once the mainstream media found another way to cancel Golden Boy YouTube, like what they did with PewDiePie, will advertisers pull out of YouTube? No, I don't think that anybody genuinely cares about Mr. Beast saying things in 2017. That's really the truth. I don't think that this matters to anybody. It's like, okay, wow, Mr. Beast said something bad like 7 years ago or something like that, 8 years ago. Do you think he should be in jail? I don't know. I'm not sure what the extent of it was, so I can't really make that decision. He was 19. Yeah, like 18 or 19, something like that. Yeah. Does it matter to corporations because Chris is LGBTQ? I think that the Chris stuff is
I don't know. It's a bit of a hard sell right there. I'm not like, look, I don't know. I don't know what they would do. I don't know what they would say, but I mean, in the current zeitgeist, it might seem like that, but I mean, who knows? Something might happen, but it like again, it's. I wouldn't say this is a nothing burger. I feel like it's something to take note of, but I feel like some people are trying way too hard to get something to happen that probably just won't happen. I don't know. Then again, I'm not them. I'm not Ava. So we'll see what happens. That'll be interesting. Oh God, we get it bad. Now what? Like,
bad enough to where like nobody is going to support it no matter what. I know that obviously like people are trying to, it seems to me like people are definitely trying to temper their criticisms of Chris because they're worried about it being seen as transphobic, which I personally think is pathetic. And I think that also a lot of times like a lot of people didn't talk about it immediately, and you can see why. I think it's because really the optics of criticizing a trans person online, like remember Mudahar, right? Like Mudahar makes a negative video about Keffals, and everybody's talking about how Mudahar hates trans people because of the thumb.
which was crazy. That was insane. I feel like pretty much. I mean, he was alluding to it, but pretty sure the same thing is probably going to happen here. You can't say things like that now. You know, you can't criticize anyone in that community, which is crazy because I used to be a part of that community. But I don't know what they plan on doing about it. But with the Mudahar Keffel situation, it was weird. Like legitimate proof evidence right here that said nothing about her. We go her by not her now. Whatever. Goes by that person, right? Criticism about that person, and then everyone was just focused on the optics of it and not actually what that person did, which was insane to me. But I mean, how do you feel about it? I thought it was weird.
Thumbnail. So like that group of people does a really, really good job at taking any type of criticism and turning it into like bigotry or something like that. And in doing so, they create a chilling effect to where people don't want to criticize or talk about them negatively. So that's what's happened. Are they attacking his tweets or what? What did Chris do wrong? There's a lot of shit, right? I don't want to go in through the rest of it. Do you think the victim making a statement helps the situation? I don't know. I don't think it really makes a big difference. There's a group of people that does a great job hurting in the name of others. Normal people who are LGBT. I think that definitely did happen. Like, and I think that Chris, like, all this coming out definitely makes people much more negative towards LGBT issues.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You'll even get banned from YouTube comment section if you're any way critical of trans people. Well, that's because it's a protected group of people and you're not able to criticize them. And I think also, like, more importantly, or you're allowed to criticize them, but you're not allowed to criticize them for being trans, if that makes sense. Is it a mental illness?
I mean, Jesus, wow, God, what a fucking question that was. It is weird. It was one of the reasons I left the quote unquote LGBT community, because that was something that I was noticing too, and this was like years ago. This was like 2014 when I left. So what, 2020? It's about like 10 years ago, bro. Or it was like, if someone in the community did something bad, you cannot criticize them about it. You know, like your sexual proclivities, not important. That's not what we're discussing here. You did something objectively bad, so we are talking about what you did because, again, it was objectively bad. And now it's, well, I mean, back then it was kind of like a inner workings type of deal. It wasn't as big. And then now it is incredibly big, and now it's pretty much everywhere. And I mean, he said it himself. They're a protected group of people, and you can't say anything about them because of that, which is unfortunate because, again, an objectively bad thing is done. So thing that was objectively bad needs to be talked about, and it has nothing to do with who this person is. At least that's how I see it, and that's how a lot of level-headed people that I know see it. It was bad, yeah, but person being trans has nothing to do with it.
It doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you. I don't really give a shit. Like, when I say that I don't care what other people do, I really mean that. And I mean that in the way that, like, if somebody wants to be a crackhead, I don't give a shit. If somebody wants to be trans, I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. I don't care about them. That's ultimately what it is. I think also here's like a bit more of a, so yourself.
Bro, fucking, this niggas spit. They don't miss. I feel the exact same way, and it's weird because I'm pretty sure he's gonna get shit for it, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get shit for it. But at the same time, it's just how I feel, bro. Like you do whatever you do, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. If it's hurting you, I mean, as unfortunate as that may be, hey, I mean, there's nothing I can say about it. But the second you start hurting other people, well, then it's a problem. So.
Selfish then? Yeah, pretty much. And so here's an interesting thing, is that a lot of people say that, like, obviously you can't change a person's chromosomes, and you can't change a person's, like, muscular or like skeletal structure with like any sort of like trans therapy or something like that. One day you will be able to.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You will. So any of the things that you think separate a person from being a trans woman from being an actual woman, I think that eventually this will converge and it will be indistinguishable. Absolutely. Because in the same way that technology has evolved with everything, I think this will also evolve. It's crazy to think that technology will evolve in every other way, but not this one way. I mean, come on. Tectone, thank you for the raid. What's up, boys? How y'all?
The raid. I feel like also, I mean, he's right, technology will evolve, but also at this point, it's kind of like everything is, well, I wouldn't say everything is for vanity's sake, but there's a lot of stuff for vanity's sake. And a lot of the technological evolutions and whatnot that did happen, especially like throughout history, have been through necessity. So, I mean, yeah, it'll evolve, but I mean, I guarantee I feel like it's going to take longer than people are expecting. But again, I don't know. I'm just some idiot on the internet, bro. But it will be kind of cool to see what happens. And I wonder if like you could change and then change back if you wanted to. That'd be some crazy shit.
How doing? Hey. Sounds bad for dating? Oh, I don't know, man. I got banned. I got permabanned from for saying 2 words in Mizkif's chat about trans people. Well, if the 2 words were kill them, I could see why that would get you banned.
Facts.
Yeah, so I no, oh, I just said 2 words. I can think of a number of 2-word combinations that aren't so good. And thank you guys. Thank
So,
you.
which is crazy because when you think about it, if you did the math, there's about like 300, 300,000? 300,000 words in the English language. So just picture how many two-word combinations could come out of that, and then picture how many combinations of that could make you get banned in a Twitch chat. That's a lot. That's a lot of them.
You guys, hi. Everybody's following. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, Tectone, hope you had a good stream, man. I love how not wanting to involve yourself in other people's bullshit makes you selfish. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
How do you...
Hey, it's that. My god, that's another thing that I feel like people don't get or don't seem to understand. If I see a situation that I don't care about, and I kind of like this one, kind of don't care about it, but everyone was talking about it, so I was like, fuck, I might as well, right? My opinion is 9 times out of 10 be like, I don't care. Whatever. And it's like selfish. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, what do you mean? You think a public condemnation from some loser on the internet is going to make someone change? Like, whatever, bro. It's no, it's not. Like, not everyone has to speak on everything. And to tell you the truth, there's some stuff that I'm just not going to speak on, period, because I know nothing about it. So to try to chastise somebody for not knowing something and then being like, oh, well, they have to make a statement, blah, blah, blah. No, they don't. 1, they don't. 2, they know nothing about it. And 3, their uninformed opinion does absolutely nothing to the major scale of things. But then again, this is like almost Twitter exclusive thing. So hopefully it doesn't translate to real life. I remember back in the day, a little side note, I remember back in the day, bro, people were like, oh yeah, stuff on the internet that doesn't happen in real life. And now it seems to be inching closer and closer and closer and closer. And I kind of don't like that. I mean, I don't know how you'll feel. I don't know how y'all feel, but I know how I feel about that. I don't like that shit. Stuff on the internet should just stay on the internet, bro.
Skate between the line between not getting banned for hate speech, you know what I mean, and being able to speak your mind? Genuine question. What do you... I like, you know what I mean. So what do you mean? You mean you don't think that trans people are like a legitimate thing or whatever? Like, I don't care. Like, this isn't... Like, I'm not gonna argue with you about this. Why the fuck would I care about your opinion about this? What do you... Like, I don't want to nail you up to the fucking cross over this shit. Yeah, I don't... This isn't my fucking fight. It's not my fucking problem.
Facts.
What do you mean? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't know how to communicate.
Yeah, there's that.
You can't swap an entire chromosome? No, you can't do that yet. One day you'll be able to. Yeah, it's that simple. So being an American makes you selfish. Oh, there's a lot of people that here's really the here's the way I look at it, right? There's a lot of people who like to go out of their way to figure out like a sort of like some sort of emotional justification for why they should be able to dictate what you should care about to you. I think this is very, very common. That like people are trying to figure out some sort of way that they can bully you. They can like make you care about their issue. But yeah, there's been a whole lot about this stuff.
Which is essentially pretty much, well, at least from how I'm hearing it and how I'm seeing it. I've been on the internet for a while. Literally, I've been on the internet since before YouTube was a thing. I'm old. Either way, that's kind of what like cry bullying is in a way, where it's like if they make enough noise and they try to make you feel bad enough for it, it'll compel you to say something, and then if it's not the thing they wanted you to say, then they get even more mad at you. And that's why there are a lot of people that say things in a haste or in rush, and it doesn't make sense, or it wasn't really what anyone wanted to say, or it was just bad overall, and then they get chastised for that. And then it's just like, well, now what do you do? The smart ones just leave the internet, and then other ones, they like double down on what they said, even though it was either in poor taste or it was incredibly uninformed, or the people on the opposite side were starting to pick through it or whatever. And then they just look stupid. And at the end of the day, this is all just internet shit. Like, let's be honest. No one actually cares. Like, literally, if you care and you don't believe me, go outside. Go outside, go to the grocery store, go wherever it is you need to go outside or whatever, and then ask someone, what do you feel about the Chris Tyson situation? And I'm betting money that they're going to be like, who the fuck and what the fuck are you talking about? like, it's so ridiculous.
Apparently this one was fake, by the way. I heard it was fake, at least. Inside in a recent podcast clip. Yeah, it's just...
Damn, that means fucking crazy.
It's sad, man. It really is. It's fucking sad. You'll never be able to change your chromosomes, speak to any biologist, and you'll get a definitive answer. It's impossible on a fundamental level. Well, maybe you're right. I don't know. I mean, I know that there's been other things that have been impossible in history, and then people figured it out. So,
like flying. That was supposedly impossible. Also, another little side note. My God. I need water. But apparently, like, between the Wright brothers making the first plane and then landing on the moon was within like 100 years. So, I mean, it's, like, mind-blowing. Like think about that for just a second. Flying. The invention of flying. All right? And then 100 years later, we are on the moon. So, if that's what can happen with just that idea, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, especially with where technology is now. If something like actually swapping a chromosome, like actually swapping a chromosome, is something that you can do. I mean, probably won't be within 100 years, but who knows? Science.
I wouldn't necessarily discount that from happening. Flying used to be impossible.
Also, I really fuck with the music. I wanted to say that. I really fuck with music.
Fundamental level, traveling in space was impossible. Absolutely.
Oh,
so
well,
yeah, that's my perspective on
it.
it. I'm not sure. Did he tweet anything about this or say anything about this?
I think he said he knew about the
Last post was on July 17th with Kevin Hart. It's looking like there's nothing really said at all. Yeah, that's about it. Check the comments. This?
I bet they're bad.
Can't wait for this. Yeah, no, this is just other random stuff. I don't think this is running anything crazy. At least there aren't any serious victims, just a lot of bad behavior. Yeah, exactly.
Fair, yeah.
There's also a clip on Twitter of Mr. Beast talking about the bad baby or bad Barbie or whatever whenever she was 14. Yeah, I know. I mean, to be honest, like, it's obviously fucking weird. I don't really like watching clips like that. It's something that I don't really want to show on my stream. But yeah, it's obviously very fucking weird. It's very bad. It's indefensible. Right?
Yeah.
It's just bad. That's it. It's just bad. There's no, like, I mean, if he was around the same age, nobody would give a shit. But, like, I'm assuming he was old enough for it to be, like, a big enough difference where it's like, you probably shouldn't be talking about a person this age in this way, right? So, yeah. 7 years. Yeah, exactly. And so that's a bit much, right? Was there criticisms around Mr. Beast is stupid, but this one's definitely legitimate? It's so hard to buy that he was fully ignorant. I don't know, man. I feel like that's just such a huge accusation to put against somebody, to say that, like, that's the case. Oh my God.
That's what I'm saying. How? Because, like, I understand that people would say, let me move this. There's a spider web on my microphone. What the fuck y'all doing up here? The fuck off. Nigga. No, like, I feel, what was I saying? God damn it. Huge accusation to put on something, blah, 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 blah. I feel like you could say that, but again, unless you have, like, proof of it, like, what are we talking about here? And also, I mean, if that's a thing, if any one of your single friends, any single one of you, actually, I said that other, any one of your single friend, any single one of your friends, son of a fuck, dude, any one of your friends, whatever, if they do something bad, right, and then, you know, it gets blown up to, like, this proportion, someone could say the exact same thing about you, and you might not have actually known. Like, legitimately, you might not have actually known. So I feel like it'd be weird and disingenuous to put that on him and be like, oh yeah, he knew. Like, well, how? Are you gonna prove it? I mean, come on now. It's ridiculous.
God. Yeah, I don't know. Occam's razor, though? I mean, Occam's razor would probably say that Mr. Beast didn't know because he's not reading Chris's messages.
Which is the logical way of
like, that's my Occam's razor of it.
Yep.
Yeah, Mr. Beast had no fucking idea. He's not reading Chris's messages. Yeah, shall be rainbows until we get proof, until Mr. Beast knew about it? Yeah, I know, but people love to jump to conclusions. Let me see here. What else was I going to look at?
He don't miss, bro. He don't miss. But yeah, I mean that was really about it. I just wanted to see what other people were saying about it. It's dumb. It's like it's dumb, but what are you gonna do? People are gonna be people, and as we all know, people suck. Anyway, I'll have a good one.